This has been a season of adversity, from extreme heat to injuries to other difficulties. All teams have had to persevere with determination and grit. But now it's time for the playoffs. The number 28 seeded Ouachita Lions travel south to take on the number 5 AMANT Gators, with the ultimate prize still in sight for these two teams. It's going to be a battle in the pit as the road to the Dome starts now, live on the REV Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
Looking for an extraordinary education opportunity? Introducing Ascension Public School's Early College Option Program, where you can earn a high school diploma and an associate's degree from River Parishes Community College at the same time. Experience the best of both worlds as high school seamlessly blends with college coursework in a rigorous yet supportive program. Yet stay connected to your home high school through clubs, organizations, and sports. And here's the best part. Students pay no tuition or textbook costs. Ascension Public School's Early College Option Program, where your future begins today.
The best way to recruit for at-home tailgating is Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, briskets, steak, and boudin. All of the 5 stars are at Chris's Specialty Foods. Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
This baby will get your heart racing, as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet, all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're gonna need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet, all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for almost 30 years. We do all the prep work so people can have home-cooked meals without spending all day in the kitchen. Everything is done ourselves. With 3 locations in Louisiana and a 4th in Texas, we needed all of them connected to the same system for point of sale and telephone. REV Business set us up, and it's been a game changer. They have everything as national companies, but with real local service. REV Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the pit. I'm Jimmy Frederick. Along with me, the Hall of Famer, Coach David Swacker. Coach, I feel like Joe Buck introducing Troy Aikman. You know, that's how they introduce each other.
That means I need to be buying everything, I guess. Okay.
Well, this is a football game that we've been waiting for 10 long weeks. You can throw out the records. Ouachita's coming in at 3-7. Santa Ma is coming in at 9-1. The only thing that matters tonight is winning this football game to get to the regional round.
There's no doubt about that, because a victory is a victory, and a victory moves you on to the next round. And depending on who wins on the other side, is it going to be a home or away game for one of these two teams?
We have got a lot to talk about as we get into this broadcast, but let's take a look at the Santa Ma playoff notes. We've got some interesting notes coming up, and I got to tell you, all-time playoff record for Santa Ma. As you see the Gators coming through the Gator mouth, I mean, they are ready to go. We've got a great crowd on hand, 69 degrees, and maybe a chance of something I've heard of called rain in the forecast.
And I know one thing, everybody's ground is wanting a little bit of rain just to kind of absorb through some of the cracks that are in your yards.
This is the highest seed, ties the highest seed that they've ever had. Santa Ma in 2017, a 5 seed. The overall record 13-5 at the pit. They're 13-7. But that's a glaring little stat right there, Coach. Is they have never won. I say the Santa Ma Gators have never won an away playoff game. Which, if they're going to get to the Dome, they're going to have to do that at least once or twice this year.
And that is so hard for me to believe that. Even though I'm a big person that has added to that 0 and 18 side. So I know one thing, anybody that's ever coached at Santa Ma, anybody that's ever coached anywhere, if you want to be successful, there's no doubt you have to put some victories on those road games.
Deepest runs. They've gone to the quarterfinals 3 times. Our coaches for tonight, Ouachita has Coach Benji Lewis, his first head coaching job, his first year as head coach. He is 3-7. They have dealt with some adversity, as we mentioned in the open, as has Santa Ma. David Oliver, 16th year, 101-67 overall, 11th year in the playoffs. His record, 10-5, looking to bolster that here this year for sure. The Santa Ma and Ouachita, they've only met one other time, and that is in 1993 when Ouachita defeated Santa Ma in the quarterfinals in 35-14, and that was quite a game. So they don't have a lot of history, but everybody knows about Ouachita. Ouachita has been a program that has been on the rise, up and down for a lot of years.
I'm going to just tell you, Coach, the crazy thing about that 35-14. Ouachita's temperature in that stadium was way below 35. It was cold that night.
Well, let's take a look at the other teams in Ascension Parish that are playing tonight, and there's only one other, and that is Dutchtown. Dutchtown hosting South Lafourche. Dutchtown, the Griffins at a 7 seed, and South Lafourche, they're 26 seeds. So we've got 2 teams in Ascension Parish that are battling for, a shot at the Dome. They want to get to the Dome just as badly as Santa Ma does, of course, and we have got a lot of football left to play. Let's take quickly a look at the keys as we see Ouachita Lions coming out, and we've got some good keys to victory. What's it going to take, Coach, for Ouachita to win this football game?
Well, it doesn't matter where you're playing, whether it's a Superdome or any football stadium in America. You have to deal with each and every quarterback that plays, and controlling Cooper Babin is probably the most important thing, even though as a youngster and only in the 10th grade, he's got the ability and the mindset of making plays both mentally and physically. And so that's going to be a big thing right there. And, of course, that line of scrimmage, once you control that, you might be able to control Cooper Babin if that's the case right there. And bad plays may happen. You just have to move on from a bad play and keep things going in the right perspective.
The Gators, they've got to play complementary football, Coach, and that's something you don't hear a lot. But explain it. You got to really play. The offense has to play well, and the defense has to follow that up.
And Ouachita, I in my years of coaching in North Louisiana, it is unbelievable what Ouachita has to do. Just when you're talking about the Rustons, these are over the years. Just about the West Monroes, the West Ouachitas, and the Wassmans, and of course, I think that team West Monroe also.
Heard about them.
It's amazing just that town of Monroe, the athletes that they have produced for all of their city schools.
Got to get them behind the sticks as well. They've got to make sure Santa Ma's defense has to really make sure that they don't let some of these running backs get away from them, because they are good, they are fast, and they have a big offensive line. And, of course, they've got to win special teams, and we've got a pretty good kicker in Easton Jaro.
And, look, when you talk about behind the sticks, the two things that have been consistent for Santa Ma all year, number one, the Gyro kid has been outstanding, kicks off, punts, kicks extra points, kicks field goals, and catches a few receivers. Well, he's the leading receiver on the team. But I'm going to tell you that keep them behind the sticks. The Santa Ma defense has been very consistent and outstanding for the entire 10 games so far. And in order for them to move on, they're going to have to continue playing at a high rate of speed. And Coach Dwayne Thomasy and his defensive coaches have been done an outstanding job.
Well, Coach, we've got we've got some 5A schools, 5A schools in the playoffs. You see Santa Ma is the highest 5A school seated at number 5. Number 7, Dutchtown, we've already talked about them at 8-1. And then Walker at 8-2 is our number 9 seed. In the non-select in 5-2A, which is the Ouachita district, you've got Ruston at number 1. And, of course, Ouachita played Ruston in week number 9, got beaten 49-7 in that one. West Monroe is seated 8. Number 22, West Ouachita, is seated at 22. And then Ouachita is seated at number 28. And then Ash is seated in the select 2-5A district. You see your captains right there. And we are just about set for football. You know, Coach, in talking with a lot of the guys here at Santa Maria and talking with Coach Oliver, the one thing that he reiterated to us is that this is the most dangerous 3-7 team possibly in the state. Their record is not indicative of how good a football team they are.
And it's because of one thing. The importance, well, look at that defensive lineman right there, maybe an offensive lineman. I can't see his number, but the importance of the quarterback position. Ouachita is starting a freshman.
Yep.
5A football, a freshman. And so that's going to be interesting to see just exactly what kind of job he can do, because their quarterback got hurt early in the season, and he has been a 3-year starter. There's number one.
That's Trey Bradford. He is their tight end, 6'7", 226. They want to get him the ball more often.
Well, I think he patted the referee on the back.
Probably patted him on the top of the head. He's so tall. Let's take a look at some starting lineups, as we'll go first with the Santa Maria offense.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand
Well,
for
we'll do this right after we do the national anthem and the prayer. I want to tell you our Navy Junior ROTC Honor Guard here on Veterans Day is coming up, and they are Cadet Lane Hooper with the American flag, Cadet Gerald Waterman, the Navy flag, Niall Yaki, our left rifleman, and Cadet Stephen Smith, our right rifleman, will lay out here for the prayer and the national anthem.
Today's colors are being presented by the Santa Maria High School Naval Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Santa Maria Color Guard members are National Flag, Cadet Lane Hooper. State Flag, Cadet Gerald Waterman. Right Rifleman, Cadet Stephen Smith. Left Rifleman, Cadet Niall Yoki.
A beautiful rendition of our national anthem as our Santa Maria flags run across the field, and we are set for football. Let's take a look at our offense for Santa Maria. They will have the ball first tonight, and we'll go like this. Again, we talked about Cooper Babin. He was hurt in the first game, third play, I believe, of the first game of the season. He is back. He has thrown 8 touchdown passes in district play. Your running back, Kyron Kraft. We've got some more running backs that we'll see tonight. Our wide receivers are Timothy Johnson and Brody Kernan, along with Jermichael Millian and Easton Jarrow. And we've got a good set of offensive linemen, but they've had to move around. We'll talk about that. You got Lemoyne, Guidry, Weber. Cheatwood has moved from center to right guard, and Vizzini. We'll take a look quickly at the Ouachita defense. And they go like this. Dylan Berryman, he's really good. A.J. Washington's a fire plug up front. You've got Graves, Doyle, Wilson, and Fremont as your linebackers, along with Rush, Mack. Clark is your cornerback. Your safety is Zaylen Smith, and the other safety is DeAndre Mansfield. And we are ready for the first playoff game of the 2023 Road to the Dome. A great atmosphere for football, as always, at Santa Mom. And, Coach, we are ready to play football, and it's going to be an interesting style for both of these teams. We've got a spread offense in the Santa Mom Gators and more of a veer-eye type running offense for the Ouachita Lions.
And both teams, have a great passing attack. It's going to be interesting to see how the young quarterback for Ouachita handles that when we go out of bounds on the kickoff.
They'll get good field position, will the Gators, to start things off on their own 35. Again, Babin is back. Of course, he really was expected to be a huge part of the offense going into the season, and that leg injury really threw him off in the first game of the season. But he has come on strong. 71 of 129 passing for 279 yards and 8 touchdowns in district play. That's not bad.
And here you start off with two backs in the backfield.
Quick pitch to number 4, Kraft. Kraft will break a couple of tackles, and he will be thrown to the turf after picking up 3.
Nice job there. Well, usually when they have 2 backs in the backfield, they'll throw Tyree Williams, number 19, in there with Kraft, number 4. Both kids, Tyree's probably a little bit more physical kid. Pick up a couple of yards on the play.
They've had to move the offensive line around some because of injuries. So your backup center, Jacob Weber, is now playing in place of Cooper Cheatwood because Cheatwood's had to move over to right guard.
Well, you have the white hat, blows the whistle.
Our white hat, our officiating crew, is from Lafayette, their Lafayette crew.
It's one of your better associations in the state.
They put 7 seconds back on the clock, so that was the issue. I think there was a little bit of a discrepancy on the clock. And the clock is rolling, and it's second down. Santa Mom starting this football game off. It's a by-district round between the 5 seed and the 28 seed. This is Kraft. Kraft's got some running room. Good blocking out front by Dominic Vizzini.
Well, Vizzini right there, you can see if we get a replay on this thing. Outstanding job. Watch him at the right tackle spot. Pinned right there. Everybody gets inside right there, and now Kraft's easy to get outside, lacking just a few yards for a first down.
Also out there in front was Jacob Weber. Weber snapping the ball and then gets out quick. He's only 208 pounds.
No free safety in the middle.
Hand off to the back, bounces off a tackler. He's got some running room at the 40. He's got some room to the 20, to the 10, cuts inside, tackled at the 4. That was Tyree Williams. We knew we were going to see him a lot tonight.
Yeah, Tyree Williams. No free safeties in the middle. They're bringing everybody, and he just gets through a few little holes right there. Nice blocking on the outside by the wide receiver. And Tyree Williams gets all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Nice run.
41-yard pickup, and they are knocking at the door, are the Gators. They are averaging 28.2 points per ball game offensively, but they have had some games where they have really put some points on the board.
Miles Dennis in the game.
This will be a handoff to Kraft. Kraft will still be on his feet, battles his way, and he is down to the 2. Big stop in there by number 4. That was Jacoby Wilson. Wilson, the middle linebacker, or inside linebacker, 5'10", 187-pound senior. I mentioned A.J. Washington. You'll see him in there. He's number 99, 326 pounds. He is a hole plugger is the way Coach Lewis described him, and he is just that. This time a handoff to Kyrie again, and Kyron Kraft in for the score, touchdown. A 2-yard jaunt on the first drive in the playoffs.
Well, power football, and Ouachita knows all about that, being from that Monroe area right there. And here it is, nice little kick on the outside. And Kraft, instead of leading outside, he cuts up in there for a fairly easy touchdown. One big play long by Williams. And this, to me, is one of the big successes for the Santa Maria Gators this year, is its kicking game between the deep snapper, the holder.
Gyro puts it in. And we will take a break, and the Gators have taken an early lead here, the first drive, 7-0 with 9:52 left to go in the quarter. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
What a way to start the game. A 6-play drive, 65 yards after the kick went out of bounds, capped off by that 2-yard run by Kraft, and then the PAT by Gyro was good.
And Gyro has had plenty of practice at it. 28 out of 30 on the year. Outstanding job on the extra point team.
Kick collected at the 2-yard line. He will get to the 20, but not much more than that. Special teams doing a good job of making sure he's corralled. Let's take a look at the offensive starters for Ouachita. We start things off across the line. We've got Jarvis Walker, the freshman quarterback. We've got to talk about him. Bell is your running back, along with Nathan Holly, who is the fullback. You've got Nelson, Clark, Bradford, and then across the front, England, Young, Waters, Williams, and Jared. And let me tell you something, they are big up front. Definitely bigger than our defensive line, than the Ascension defensive line. Santa Maria. That goes nowhere, and it will be a big stop against Bell. Flag is thrown, but he was stopped. It's going to be a face mask. And that'll be a big penalty to start things off.
Well, big play there by, and look, you're going to see this a lot. I call it a Don Childs, West Monroe offense when that fullback, like Tommy Banks that played at LSU, is a few yards behind the quarterback, and then that running back's going to be 9 yards deep. A lot of veer action, a lot of ISOs, and a lot of sweeps.
Well, they lost their quarterback to a non-contact injury in the second week of the season. They had to throw in a freshman, and he has done a yeoman's job, but there's going to be an offsides call against Santa Maria, it looks like. And they're going to donate 20 yards to this drive on 2 plays.
And that right there, Coach Thomasy is, I'm sure, not very happy about that. And probably a pretty smart play by Ouachita, getting that young quarterback after that tough first play right there, a little bit of room.
This is number 3 dancing around. That's Bell. Bell goes nowhere. This defense is coming to play on second.
And Bell loses a fumble right there, and big number 10.
Anthony sorry, I'm going to get it. Salzarulo made the tackle. So they lose 5 on the play. This is literally their second official down because of the 2 penalties.
And Santa Maria usually had 3-man front, sometimes a 4 and 5-man front.
Handoff again, this time to CJ Spurs. Spurs a different kind of runner. He's going to pick up a couple, but not much more than that. This defense is going to play.
And, back in the days when we played West Monroe 4 times, they would line up, and, they're always their tailback seemed to be going somewhere. Their fullback, back in the day, this is before the spread offense, was going to play somewhere. And they always had offensive, defensive linemen that could definitely dominate most games.
Well, the defensive ends, our defensive Santa Mo's defensive ends doing a great job of containing inside. This will be the first pass of the game. As we see the freshman rolling out, he's going to tuck it and run himself. He's got enough for the first down before being undercut by number 3.
Well, can you imagine on the bootleg or the sprint out?
Check that. That was
freshman
number 8.
Quarterback, and does an outstanding job of getting the first down and picking up. So that's going to be the second first down of the game right off the bat here for the Lions from Monroe.
That was, by the way, Ja'Cory Sanders on the stop. Another good run this time, but it's going to be a run still on his feet, and he will pick up 5. Met in the middle there by Damon Smith and Thomas Leonard. Fifth play of this drive.
Got tight end and 2 receivers to the left. So you have to be wondering just exactly what is going to happen here when you see the linebackers coming. The free safety going to take that tight end.
On a counter, got a little running room. He will be down inside Santa Monica territory to the 35-yard line. That was Jacoby Wilson, the senior running back. Check that. That's the fullback, Nathan Holly. Another big first down. And they are moving the football with a little help from Santa Monic's 2 penalties. This pass going deep. Overthrows his intended receiver. These numbers are a little hard with the silver. I think it's Wydell Clark, number 16. They have silver wrapped in red, outlined in red. But he wanted it all on that one throw.
And he is just a 10th grader. A lot of young folks starting all over that offense for the Lions tonight.
Best game they played was last week in Week 10 against Pineville, and Jarvis Walker, the freshman quarterback, had 4 touchdown passes in that one, so it's not like they can't pass it. He'll hand off this time to number 3, goes nowhere, Kylan Bell, and he is going to be wrapped up immediately by Braxton Trabo, who's got 28 tackles and 2, make that 5 for a loss now.
And Trabo says, he's one of those outside backers, sometimes defensive end, that penetrates right there and makes contact in the backfield.
Well, that's how they started the game on defense, and then, of course, they got those 2 penalties. They didn't let them move, but they've been able to find something up the middle to give them some yardage here. Have the Lions. 3rd down and 11 now.
Well, you got 2 safeties deep to help out on those long passes.
A lot of noise here in the stands. Quick little screen pass over to Bell. Bell's got some running room to the 25. Still on his feet before being run out of bounds, or actually being tackled by Sanders and Salzarulo. Flag will fly. Boy, he's got lots of room out there to catch that football as we see the replay. Again, our referee is Chad Vallow.
Well, your referee, the line judge, had already moved that chain.
Unsportsmanlike against the Lions. That'll back them up 15 yards.
I'm glad somebody had a clue of where that down box needed to go. And so now you're going to deal with a 3rd and 25.
So the unsportsmanlike.
Maybe it was a spot foul.
So it only makes it, they do get the first down. It's a spot foul, so they'll get a first down, and they will back them up. It'll be 1st and 13.
Jimmy, number 1, the tight end. Right down the middle of the field. Somebody's got to be on top of him. That's a big old target to throw at.
6'7", 226, Trey Bradford, 3-year starter. Was an offensive tackle. They converted him by losing 40 pounds to the tight end spot. He's number 1, top of your screen. On the line. Hand off to Bell. Bell's got the room up the middle. He will be ridden to the turf by Braxton Trabeau and company. I think also Damon Smith in there.
Oh, nice little kick out block right there. That's Trabeau right there. Number 13 on the tackle.
So he picks up 8 on the carry, brings up 2nd down and 4. 5:05 in the clock ticking here in the first quarter. Glad you've joined us on the Rev Game of the Week. We said this was a dangerous 3-7 team, and I think we might have a dogfight in our hands here.
And we got a little movement right there with the H-back or fullback.
Look like an option. Pitches it out to Bell. Bell turns the corner. Will get the first down, but not by much. And he is run out of bounds by Robert Williams at the cornerback spot.
This is a play you don't see a lot out of the spread people, the little option going to the outside.
Oh, they said he didn't get to the pylon. I thought he did, but he's going to be about half a yard shy. Brings up 3rd and short.
So what about a little play action with a vertical throw here? Jimmy, what you think?
And we saw LSU try that. It failed miserably. I would do a quarterback sneak. Hand off to Bell, and Bell will get nowhere. Actually, that was C.J. Stroud, and he got enough for the first down, but it wasn't much. Got it by a pig's whisker.
Ouachita doing a good job just nickel and diming that Gator defense.
So they'll move the chains. Again, this drive started back at the 19-yard line of the Lions. Eleventh play of this drive. Looking to the right. Nobody to throw to. And he's going to get sacked from behind. Didn't see him coming in from the corner. Big time sack that time by
Anthony
Salarulo. Anthony did a great job.
How about Anthony? Nice play right there. You are very fast.
And the freshman never saw him coming. He was looking all the way to his right. He had a man in the flats, but he didn't let it go. So a loss of 10 about on the play, 2nd and 20. Going out to the flats, overshooting his intended receiver.
And that's a tough pass right there, you know, and he's just a freshman, I understand that. But you throw in an out route basically pretty much all the way across the field. Kind of has to be on target right there and just a little bit too much on the lead, throwing it out to the receiver.
Brings up 3rd down. You know, we've talked a little bit about it, but Ouachita really wants to be a Veer team. But with a young freshman quarterback, even though he's got 8 or 9 games under his belt, they just haven't been able to work on the timing that Veer takes. This pass, a back shoulder throw intended for his receiver, incomplete. That was Nick Nelson, the intended receiver, and they will have to punt this one away.
Yeah, Jimmy,
the Lions.
You see those 2 safeties deep. You have number 1 that is as tall as a pine tree, and somebody has to go and attack the middle of those 2 safeties, and you can make a living, especially when you have a guy of that size going down the middle of the field.
First punt of the ball game at 3:09 left to go in the quarter. He's going to aim for the coffin corner. It will be a fair catch called for by Rafferty. And they'll take over 1st and 10 from their 11-yard line.
Well, referee right here, and what I'm going to just say, catch that ball, and good job right there. I'm going to just tell you, those people are not a dime a dozen, but I know one thing as a coach, you know, even though it's inside of the 8-yard line, but I'm going to just tell you, as high as that was, great punt there by Ouachita.
Pushed out of bounds after picking up a couple. That was Tyree Williams. So they'll start this one at their own 10-yard line. Of course, their first drive resulted in a 2-yard touchdown run by Kraft.
So you pick up 4, maybe 5 yards on that.
First pass of the game from Babin. Babin throws, finds his man, slung down immediately. Nowhere to go that time. For Gyro, Gyro makes the catch.
Well, Gyro coming across right there, and it's man-to-man all the way. And not real certain where the other crosser was going in the other direction. Usually when you have one guy going across, somebody's either going at another level or they're rubbing off of each other.
We got to hand it to Kelly, who came in for Babin and really played well for the bulk of this season. And they find his man wide open over the top. He's at the 40, and nobody's going to catch him. It's number 3.
Jamaica
Million, touchdown.
Jamaica Million says, I'm worth $1 million on this one. Right down the middle of the field. Look at him coming off right here. Nice little throw. Good job right there. So you saw what basically the Gators did. All right, everybody's going to run 5-yard dink routes. Jamaica, you going down that hash mark. Great job there by Cooper on the chunk down the hash mark. And as you can see, Jamaica has a little bit of speed.
He sure does, and it was right in his hands. It was a beautiful pass, right on the fingertips. And Gyro is going to put his foot into it. He is now 29 of 31, and they take a 14-0 lead with 1:34 left to go here in the quarter. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Don't go anywhere, folks. It's exciting here at the pit. Back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're gonna need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
3 plays, 89 yards, capped off by an 85-yard touchdown pass from Babin to Million.
So if that pass is overthrown by a foot, incomplete.
Collected at the 9-yard line. He's got a hole up the gut. It's number 6, C.J. Stroud. Stroud still running all the way down to the 48-yard line. And they will set up with a beautiful opportunity in terms of field position.
Boy, he started running into people, and usually when you get slowed down a little bit, like right there and right there, and right there, you get tackled pretty quick. Nice return right there. But on that pass from Babin to Jamaica Million, if it's a little bit too long, it's not going to get caught. If it's a little bit too short, it might get caught, but he's going to get tackled. Perfect execution on that play with the offensive line, with the protection, and Babin with the throw.
Nose of the football at the 50-yard line. Nowhere to go for Bell. and they will lose 2 yards on the play. This defensive line has come to play.
And when you get in that I backfield, a lot of times you see the tight end to this side, they're going to hand that ball to the right, and defensively, I'm sure Coach Thomasy has something where maybe we're going to slant strong, or maybe we'll have a linebacker coming into a gap right there, which made that a very good defensive play.
Cameron Hill and Cohen Rock on the stop. This pass wide open, and he just dropped it. Flat out just dropped that pass to Clark. And he was open.
And just, I mean, this is what I call pitch and catch. Pitch and catch. And realistically, I don't like for that much cushion right there. Got 3rd and 12.
Fans are getting into it. Cowbells are rolling. And
here comes a stunt from the outside right there.
And it got the pass dumped off. Didn't wrap up, and he bounces right off. It was number 4 making the catch. That was Jacoby Wilson. And Wilson should have been tackled at the point where they made contact.
Making contact right there and just did not wrap up. Of course, maybe he couldn't get his arms because that's a pretty good sized player right there, catching that ball and getting a few more yards, and you have a 4th and 5 situation.
Still going to have to punt this one away. They did it. They still stayed with the play, which was important. They didn't wrap up right at the point of contact, but they stayed with the tackle. Just a quick scoring update. Dutchtown is leading toward the end of the first quarter, 7-0 over South Lafourche. This pass is caught and not much room. So they'll take over again deep in their own territory as we come to getting to the end of this first quarter. 27 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Nice job here because Santa Maria offensively is, had some little laxes here the last part of the season right there. Of course, they had one, and that's understandable against Dutchtown. Dutchtown's very good defensively, but Santa Maria is very good defensively also, and they are holding their own against the Lion offense tonight. And here comes the Gators.
So far, the Gators are controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Patient running that time for Kraft, letting his blockers make some headway. He picks up more than a couple. He picks up 4, brings up 2nd and 6.
But, Jimmy, if you ever saw Kraft, not a very tall kid, but he's very aggressive, works real hard, and here we are at the end of the first quarter.
And it has been an exciting quarter of football. 14-0. The first 2 drives result in touchdowns for the Santa Maria Gators. We will be back after this for the second quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a lot of playoff football left to go on the Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
Second quarter is set to begin as we speak. The snap, and it's Babin looking to throw. He's already got 1 touchdown pass. A perfect strike once again. Up the field he goes to Luke Rafferty. Rafferty's going to take it to the house. Unbelievable. 2 passes, 2 touchdowns. My word. All the way from the 19-yard line.
split the safeties, Coach. It's splitting the safeties. Watch this replay. There they are, one on one side, one on the other, and referee says, I think I can run fast enough to get in that end zone.
Perfect passes from Babin, and he has got now 10 touchdown passes since he's back since he's been back from his injury. That pass was 78 yards.
Got a lot of passing yards here early.
No kidding. And Jaro's got another one. And we'll just keep it here since we just took a break a second ago. But, Coach, what a way to start this. This is a statement right here in this first half.
And I'm not going to, brag about this or anything, but it's amazing how Seth Babin, the offensive coordinator, and I will say this, David Oliver is sharp as a tack as a coach. And Coach Babin has just, we're not going to throw and run and throw. Whatever's open, we're going to give it to him.
Right.
And it has been basically like 7-on-7, out there. And look, the Gator receivers, which one are we going to this time? These are 70-yard throws basically for touchdowns. And you don't have to throw it every once in a while. You don't have to run it every once. Whatever's open, Seth Babin's doing a heck of a job, and then he's going to hand it over to Thomasy and that group to shut them down here in the second quarter.
This kick is away, and it's a boot. It'll go into the end zone. So that drive was 2 plays, 82 yards, capped off by the 78-yard touchdown pass to Rafferty. And we've got a quick scoring update from Dutchtown against South Lafourche. They lead 14-0 heading into the second quarter. We also have another big one. Mandeville leads Sam Houston in the first quarter 7-0. So that's something we're keeping an eye on. So the ball goes through the end zone, and Ouachita will take over at their own 20-yard line. So they've had the ball at their own 20, and they punted. They had the ball at the 50, and they punted.
And I think not coming across with points on that first possession was something that really hurt them as far as a little momentum going there.
See the handoff.
This right here, stretch play out there, and the Gators doing outstanding. This is what I like. You see that, Coach? You got about 8 Gator defenders all around that ball, and that's on every play.
And they are undersized up front, but they have not shown that tonight, and they've not shown it all season. Now, this is a big hole up the middle, and that'll pick up 5 yards. I believe that was Bell on the carry.
A nice little cutback right here inside.
This is the one spot where they've been a little bit vulnerable defensively for the Santa Maria Gators. They have gained some yards up the middle. Not a ton, but some. And you see number 13, Braxton Trabeau again, and Damon Smith, your 2 linebackers.
And the linebackers, in any defense have to make a lot of plays.
Getting word it's starting to
it's going to be interesting.
Rain a little bit. Just a light mist. There's a big run off the edge. And it'll be Bell once again, and he will pick up 14 on that play. First down.
You got 21-0, and the difference here, Coach, is one thing: big plays. Big plays.
Yep, a big 41-yard run on the first drive, and then 2 over 70-yard touchdown passes. Looking for somebody to throw to. Nobody to throw to, and he will be chased out of bounds is Jarvis Walker. And, man, alive, Thomas Leonard, the 5'11", 213-pound inside linebacker, was coming hard.
And very good job there by the quarterback. This is what I always, when they're scrambling, are they watching downfield? And quarterback did an outstanding job right there as far as Walker looking downfield, and then it really did it out, not taking a hit right here, getting out of bounds.
Delayed handoff to Spurs, And Spurs can go nowhere because big number 90, Cohen Rock, the nose guard, wrapped him up right at the point of the line of scrimmage.
Rock had his hands. Watch him rock at the nose guard spot right there. 90 slides off using his hands right there and wraps up the running back there in the backfield. This might be 2-down territory right here, Coach. It's not that 21-0 is impossible to come from behind.
Well, they're pretty close to midfield, still in their own territory at the 47-yard line. 3rd down and 6. Make it 7. It'd be it was a read option, and the flag will fly to blow the play dead. I believe it's going to be a false start.
There you see the white hat in the picture from Lafayette. Very, very good association.
It is a illegal procedure call, and that again is Chad Vallow making the call. So now both teams have 20 yards in penalties and 2 penalties total each.
Well, basically for Sanamaw, though, it's been the first 2 or 3 plays, and it's been over with after that.
Right. Empty backfield, throws a screen, finds his receiver. He's still on his feet. They got to make a tackle, and they finally do, but I think he's going to pick up the 1st down, and he does.
Great job right there by the blocking. Watch the receivers on the outside. Right there, big man coming in there, finding somebody to block. Good job by the receiver. Just pulling
I believe it was Nelson. First down as they get into Sanamaw territory. 8:33 to go in the half. Nope, he'll pull it back and dump it off in the screen. Cabell, flags will fly. Picks up 5, but we'll see where it stands. Actually, that was Wydell Clark on the reception.
We got a holding call on the outside receiver. Nice little throw there by Walker into the flat.
So the Lions will be backed up. Another big penalty and starting to snuff out this drive a little bit. You see the flag coming in right there at the 4, the numeral 4. Hey, I got a big update on Mandeville. Mandeville and Sam Houston are in a battle in the first quarter. It's 21-14, Mandeville over Sam Houston. Rolling out to his right, looking for somebody to throw to. Nobody there, dumps it off, and just finally throws it out of bounds. I think he was trying to get it to one of his receivers, but just dumped it out of bounds. Wisely didn't take the sack.
Good coverage right there. You know, they talk about, being a freshman quarterback, maybe the drop back is not, ready. He's not ready for that type of reading the entire field, maybe going to a 2nd or 3rd receiver. So you've seen some play action with the sprint out. You've seen some sprint out, and they've had a little bit of action with that.
2nd and 15. Handoff up the middle. This time the middle is stuffed, and there's no way to go. Rock, Joseph, Smith, you name them. We had a herd of Gators on that one.
Well, when you say 2nd and 15 and you hand that ball off on like a little off-tackle play or a read play or whatever, it's tough when you come back and now it's 3rd and 15, 14 or 15. And so basically you're in 2-down territory right here across the 50-yard line, I would think.
Pardon me. 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15. It'll be another read option. Nope, hands it off. And he still goes nowhere. Bell is just wrapped up. I mean, this defense is running to the ball. As you see Lane Swanson in on the stop from a safety spot.
And this is what you'll see, that some plays the Gators just don't really do a good job of wrapping up. But most of the time, one guy gets to him, and then I talked about this earlier, then you all of a sudden 3, 4, 5, 6 people get involved in the tackle. A punting situation.
Yeah, Coach Lewis has decided to go ahead and punt this one away. 6:43 in the clock rolling here in the first half. 21-0 is the score. Santa Maria scored on all three. They fake it to the up man. He's got a little bit of room, and he gets the first down. Unbelievable. Number 54, Gavin Waters, the senior center, actually gets the snap.
I was looking at that. Watch the middle of the field. It's so wide open right there. And you have basically three lead blockers. Don't have to throw a block.
Huge play right there for the Lions. Smart play for Coach Lewis and his staff.
Big play there. OUACHITA getting that first down at around the 6-minute mark.
Hands off to Bell. Bell's got some room. He'll be upended and helicoptered at the 27-yard line. Hard hit. Boom, look at him do a whirly bird. Upended that time by Smith and Leonard. Pickup of 6, brings up 2nd and 4. Checking with the sidelines. No signal stealing here, right? Michigan reference, I apologize. Michigan reference. On a counter to the fullback, this is Holly. Holly will get close to a first down. He may be a half a yard shy.
And remember here, starting that second half, the third quarter, OUACHITA will be receiving. And so a lot of things could change momentum-wise if there's a score right here or if the Gators should score.
Big play. After the fake punt, got him a first down. It's 3rd and short. Handoff up the gut. Nowhere to go. Did he get it with forward progress? I don't think he did.
Well, you watch that sideline, Judge, the lead sideline official. You see that right there where he's standing, and he takes a little small step backwards right there. And basically, you are right at a yard to get that first down. I need to pull the guy that had the fake punt. That was a mule running back through there.
Yeah, Waters is 270. Hand off to Bell. Bell's going to get it. Got it by a yard, maybe a half a yard, but nonetheless they'll move the chain. So on 4th down, they've gone for it twice and gotten it on this drive.
First down, Lions.
So a lot of times when you see those 2 backs in the backfield, and here it is, now it's 3 backs in the backfield. A lot of times it's off tackle stuff.
This time he's going to run outside. He slips. That was number 4, Jacoby Wilson, a big, stout fire plug of a running back.
And here it is right here. 2 backs leading. Little slip with that when you try to cut off that inside foot. Those are things that could happen to you.
Well, we got a little bit of a light rain, too, so that could have affected the turf just a tad. But he loses a yard, brings up 2nd down and 11.
Wide side of the field to the right. As a coach, this looks a little iffy to me right here.
He's going to run it. Sprints out to his right. I think he's designed run by the quarterback and nowhere to go for Jarvis Walker. He is going to be pulled down from behind. Giving chase was, I believe, Cameron Hill. Actually, all the way from the other side of the field was chasing with Swanson, and then Spite made the tackle.
And I'm thinking that's a keeper all the way, Coach. Just looking at Lyman downfield. And this is to me, it looks like this is what OUACHITA is doing to try to take advantage of their quarterback. Now they're back in the gun.
3rd and 12, another loss of a yard on the play. This is the 13th play of this drive. It started back at their own 20-yard line. It has eaten up 5 minutes and 36 seconds. Talks to his line. Pump fakes, going for the end zone. On a fade, it's going to be intercepted. Just waiting for it is Swanson. Swanson's got his 5th interception. He's got some running room. Nobody's going to catch him. He's got blockers on the side of him. As long as cuts across, still on his feet. He gets out of a tackle from the tight end, and it's a touchdown. He caught it at the 1 yard line, and it's a 99-yard touchdown. Interception, pick six.
What an effort right here. Two safeties deep. He's going to help over the top right there. It's a double read, right? A double fake and go on both sides. Both guys have the play covered. Outstanding job of getting down there, and the Gators. Well, look at they're fighting the big man right there.
Boy, it looked like he got him by the face mask, but he didn't. Still on his feet. Somehow he spun out of it. Unbelievable effort. It wasn't 99, it was 97 yards on the return.
If you say 99, that sounds better, okay? What a effort right there by both teams, realistically, just watching what was going on down this sideline.
So he not only has to do a 97-yard touchdown return on the pick six, he's also the holder on the extra point as Jairo puts it through 28-0. We'll take a quick break.
Good job of not blocking low on the return. And I'm not real certain who wanted to pick out number one to block, but that was tough.
My word. Well, I got to hand it to Trey Bradford. Trey Bradford, 6'7", 226. He was pretty speedy down the field.
I mean, it was a great effort by both teams. And it just so happens that, Santa kind of rolled into the end zone at the end.
Sal Zarullo did a good job. He had like a wall of Gators wrapping him up, around him. It was a perfectly executed pick six all the way down the field. Great job to come back on after the 97 yards and hold on the extra point.
So Jimmy, you got a wide receiver here. You got man-to-man right there. Or maybe it was cover two because there wasn't an inside threat. And both those guys covering, one high, one low. They had him. Outstanding coverage there.
Jairo boots it. He's got a little pep in his step. This is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. 1:58 to go in the half, and it has been one heck of an exciting football game so far, but it has been a lopsided football game here in BIDISTRICT for the Santa Maria Gators. So they'll take over 1st and 10. Back on offense is OUACHITA.
I don't know if you heard this or not, but they also want to see you do a little dance out there at halftime. Can you handle that? Because you look like you're a little bit out of breath. Did you run 96 yards or 97?
I did not. I'm just coughing my fool head off for some reason.
Great call right there, Coach.
I haven't stopped coughing, but man, oh man. Yeah, I feel like I just ran 97 yards.
I tell you what, it's fun to watch kids do great things, both sides.
A little quarterback keeper Walker will take it himself, the freshman. He's only 14 years old, but he picks up 10 yards, making 12 on the carry.
It's hard to say. It's hard to talk to kids right now. OUACHITA, you got to get rolling out there, man. We can do this. Let's score before halftime is up. And then if you're on the other side, Coach Oliver, Coach Thomas here saying, do not let them score. They're getting the ball to start the second half. We do not let them put off a score right here and affect us.
Man comes in motion. Hand off to C.J. Spurs, and Spurs has got a lot of running room, but he will be met by Spite, and Spite will say you're not going much further than that, but he stays in bounds, and the clock will continue to roll. Quick update, Mandeville leading 28-14. The reason we're following that one so closely is because we will play the winner of that one, and if Mandeville wins, we will travel to the Skippers. First and 10 for the Rolling Lions here. Quick pitch to Wilson, and Wilson nowhere to go.
Well, it's good, and I'm going to tell you, I know the defensive coaches and, of course, the defensive coordinators, Dwayne Thomasy. I know the defensive coaches got to be saying that our pursuit has been totally outstanding here.
Yep. Timeout on the field with 57 seconds left to go here in the first half. We'll keep it here because we'll take a break in just a bit. But, boy, it has been, when things start going right and they start rolling, he kind of was a little bit worried on those First 2 plays from scrimmage that were a 15-yard and a 5-yard penalty back-to-back, but after that, it has been the cleanest game of football that we've seen in a long time from the Santa Maria Gators.
No doubt about that, and I'm going to tell you, big plays, and I'm not, I can only wonder, what Coach Lewis is thinking about. Do we want to stop the run? They haven't, it's been all right in the passing game. They're relying on that running game. But the Gators have struck on the big play, the big passing play, one big in the run. Now you got trips, tight end trips to the right.
Dropping back is Walker. Walker trying to hit a crossing route, couldn't find it, actually a skinny post to number 17. Intended receiver was Kevin Whitlock. Coach, I didn't mention that we are now, I keep saying we, sorry, Santa Maria is now plus 18 in turnover margin. Tremendous. You don't lose a lot of football games when you're that far up on turnover margin.
Very good point right there. That is very strong.
Brings up 3rd down and 10. Going to drop back to throw all day to throw it. Now he's flushed. Can't find anybody. It's going to be intercepted by number 44, Leonard. Leonard's got some running room. Is Leonard going to take it to the house? Leonard's going to take it to the 10. Was there a horse collar? I didn't see a flag.
Well, they didn't see a flag because nobody could keep up with those 2 guys.
My word. So now they're plus 19.
Boy, nice right there.
That is the first interception for Thomas Leonard in the season.
Yeah, I don't believe they could call a horse collar right there.
I couldn't tell. I just was.
Looked like he kind of started in that direction, but did not continue in that direction.
Well, we got the Gators have 42 seconds to see if they can put another nail in this one.
Three timeouts. Well, got a personal foul penalty.
Unsportsmanlike against.
And you know what I think I saw right there? Not that I totally agree with it. I thought they had a Lion defender. When the return guy was on the ground, he fell on him, and I don't know if he just tripped over him, but, the referee was right there, I guess, and so that's going to go half the distance to the goal.
They offset, actually, so it was, both teams got one, so they offset. So it'll be 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
A lot of times you got lead backs in this.
Quick pass, and it's off the fingertips to number 4. Kyron Kraft. Just a little bit high. Probably could have caught it 99% of the time and just missed that one.
Well, that's kind of tough unless you slant those guys inside and let Kraft kind of go towards the corner of the end zone.
Millions check into the football game. You got Gyro at the bottom of your screen, split out wide. Coming in motion is Million. Nowhere to go that time. Handed off to Million. Brings up 3rd down. This defense of the Lions is stiffening. Gators call timeout, and we'll take it as well. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're gonna need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
All right, Coach, 3rd down. We got 27 seconds to go. You're inside. You're right at the 10-yard line. What's the call?
Well, I'm going to just tell you, I know Seth Babin likes that little slant on the wide receiver, then little corner route by the inside guy, and you throw it to the corner of that end zone. Let's see what happens. And here comes people. It's all man-to-man.
Throwing it into a little fade in the end zone, but you're going to have a flag. I would imagine it's going to be pass interference on the defense, but we'll have to wait and see from Mr. Vallo. Only took 3 seconds off the clock.
Well, I just saw the people coming, and I've seen this already with nobody in the middle of the field. And you got a couple of timeouts right here. So basically from the 5-yard line, if you wanted to, you could run this ball.
Yep. You got time with 2 timeouts, like you said.
But also you could do this. Easily run a slant right here. If everybody's coming, that middle of the field is going to be wide open.
It's hard to stop a quick slant. Man, I apologize for my hacking cough. 3rd and goal.
Well, the slot receiver's uncovered on the left side.
Looking across the middle, he's right there at the line, and it's intercepted. Pass is intercepted. He'll take it out of the end zone. Still on his feet. Finally being run out of bounds and brought down at a flag will fly as a late hit, I believe, at the 25-yard line. He had a guy right at the right there. He's right there wide open. That's Jaro. And he decided to throw to the back of the end zone.
Well, Jaro was uncovered, and you know that's kind of your rule right there. You know, when you're throwing short passes, who's going to be the softest coverage? Who's going to be uncovered? That's your first rule. And why Jaro? You know, you better receiver. Why was he uncovered? I have no earthly idea. I think a touchdown or a field goal right there would have been huge.
Yep, I agree. 17 seconds to go with 28-0 is our score. We've got a great halftime for you. Of course, we'll break down the first half. We'll give you some scoring updates, take a look at all kinds of different things with the playoffs, and we're going to talk a little swimming. We've got the state swim meet coming up in Sulphur this week. And some of the Santa Ma swimmers are going to be involved. And so we'll talk about that with Coach Joe Lee in just a little bit. But right now it's 1st and 10. They'll just run it. And he will be wrapped up. That was Spurs. Picks up 4. And that'll do it for the first half of play. They're going to let the clock run down, not run another play. They head to the locker room. It has been an exciting half of football for the Gators, but the Lions have some life here as they head to the locker room as well. 28-0 is our score. The Santa Ma Gators leading the Lions of Ouachita here in the BIDISTRICT playoff round from the pit. We'll be back right after this on the REV Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
Looking for an extraordinary education opportunity? Introducing Ascension Public School's Early College Option Program, where you can earn a high school diploma and an associate's degree from River Parishes Community College at the same time. Experience the best of both worlds as high school seamlessly blends with college coursework in a rigorous yet supportive program. Yet stay connected to your home high school through clubs, organizations, and sports. And here's the best part. Students pay no tuition or textbook cost. Ascension Public School's Early College Option Program, where your future begins today.
The best way to recruit for at-home tailgating is Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin. All of the 5 stars are at Chris's Specialty Foods. Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're gonna need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for almost 30 years. We do all the prep work so people can have home-cooked meals without spending all day in the kitchen. Everything is done ourselves. With 3 locations in Louisiana and a 4th in Texas, we needed all of them connected to the same system for point of sale and telephone. REV Business set us up, and it's been a game changer. They have everything as national companies, but with real local service. REV Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
What an exciting first half of football. I mean, it has been all Gators since the very first opening play of the football game. I'm Jimmy Frederick, along with me, the Hall of Famer, Coach David Swacker. We've got a great interview coming up with Miss Jolie, talking about some swimming coming up for the state meet at halftime. We are at halftime. It is 28-0. The Gators leading. They have had 4 offensive possessions. They scored touchdowns on their first 3, and of course they came up a little bit short on their last one with 42 seconds left to go in the ball game through an interception in the end zone. But it has been all Santa Ma all the time. Look, just taking a look at a few little history notes. Santa Ma playoff history. The coaches: Lloyd Wax went 0-1. Coach Doug Morrow 6-6. We have the Hall of Famer David Swacker. Not as great a record as some others would want, but still a great effort. Got them to the playoffs 10 times, and it was 2-8. And David Oliver, of course, has gotten there 11 times, and he is now 5-10, looking to make it 6-10 after this victory. 13-25 is the totals from 1983 when they went to the playoffs for the first time to 2022, and we're going to add to that total this year as we expect. Our District 5-5A records, you're looking at Santa Ma 9-1. They are 4-1 in District 5-5A. Dutchtown is 8-1. Dutchtown 4-1. They are in a big game against South Lafourche as the number 7 seed. Walker, the number 9 seed from our district, from Santa Ma's district, 8-2, 4-1. East Ascension is 3-7, 2-3 in district. Live Oak 3-6, 1-4 in district, and Denham Springs bringing up the rear of their 3-7 and 0-5. So lots of things happening around the district, and of course Dutchtown playing South Lafourche. We're keeping a close eye on the Mandeville-Sam Houston game, and right now Sam Houston cannot stop the Mandeville running attack, and they have been absolutely running all over. Mandeville has been running all over Sam Houston. It is 28-14, headed toward halftime. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Coach David Swacker is going to join us again, and we'll have a great interview and talk about some state swimming coming up here this week in Sulphur. Don't go anywhere, folks. You are watching the Rev Game of the Week. The Santa Ma Gators leading 28-0 here at halftime in this by-district playoff contest against Ouachita. Back after this.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
Looking for an extraordinary education opportunity? Introducing Ascension Public Schools Early College Option Program, where you can earn a high school diploma and an associate's degree from River Parishes Community College at the same time. Experience the best of both worlds as high school seamlessly blends with college coursework in a rigorous yet supportive program. Yet stay connected to your home high school through clubs, organizations, and sports. And here's the best part. Students pay no tuition or textbook costs. Ascension Public Schools Early College Option Program, where your future begins today.
The best way to recruit for at-home tailgating is Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, briskets, steak, and boudin. All of the 5 stars are at Chris's Specialty Foods. Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're going to need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for almost 30 years. We do all the prep work so people can have home-cooked meals without spending all day in the kitchen. Everything is done ourselves. With 3 locations in Louisiana and a 4th in Texas, we needed all of them connected to the same system for point of sale and telephone. REV Business set us up, and it's been a game changer. They have everything as national companies, but with real local service. REV Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
Here we are back at the pit. First round of the playoffs. No band action on the field. You see that score, 28-0. The Gators over the Ouachita Lions from Monroe, Louisiana. I have with me a member of the faculty at Santa Maria High School, Jolie Hartman.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully you are enjoying this first half here at the pit. I mean, as a Santa Maria faculty, this is exactly what we wanted, what we hope for the Gators to come through tonight with this 28-0. But, I mean, it's a beautiful day. Even though it's raining and everything else, this is the pit. I mean, this beautiful turf field is holding up the weather pretty great. And, you see some of the fans out here with some ponchos. But, South Louisiana here in November for football on a Friday night couldn't get any better than this, Coach.
And as a past soccer coach at Santa Maria High School, you probably have never had to play in the rain or coach in the rain.
Oh no! I mean, you can bet on at least 5 or 6 games to be played in the rain. That was my favorite as a coach to coach in the rain, because it didn't matter if we were the fastest team or the slowest team. It was ball down to who's going to have so much fun on the field at that time. But then, Ascension Parish School Board got us this turf field that we didn't have to worry about canceling games or anything else, because Coach Swag more than me, this pit used to be a turtleback. So
I was fixing to say that.
When we had this turtleback field, we had to cancel games a lot because of the water that was held on here because of the rain or anything else. But, I mean, now with having turf, I know all the coaches in Ascension Parish, both football, soccer, is very proud to say, hey, the only way we can cancel a game is lightning nowadays. So not even because it's holding water.
Well, Jolie, you basically spent your teenage life and your adult life at Santa Maria High School.
Yes, sir.
And you know basically what's happening all over the campus. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit what's going on athletically right here, because we're still into the fall sports, but we're kind of towards the end of the fall with basically cross country. And you have swimming. Of course, you have football and the volleyball team also during the fall activity time. So what's going on at Santa Maria right now?
So with this, this week and everything else, we're highlighting our football team being in the playoffs, but we're really, supporting our swim team. We've had 16 people qualify, which you can see right here on your screen for the championship meet in Sulphur. That's happening, next week, and that's representing Santa Maria High, and that's representing us this, in a sport that we're not really known for. So I want to give kudos to our coach, Coach Jessica Kling, for bringing back our swim team and bringing back, we laugh at this because I talked to Coach Amy Petrie, our defending state champ, softball coach. She was our swim coach for a few years, and then Coach Jessica Kling came to Santa Maria High and took it over, that had a swimming background and things like that. And so I talked to Coach Petrie today, and she was just so excited and so proud that, our mascot is the Gators, and Gators swim really well. So now our swimming program is, producing people to qualify for state, making a name for Santa Maria swimming. So it's a phenomenal feeling as a faculty at Santa Maria High to see that not only, and I know everybody feels this around, the state, Louisiana is a football state. But if you truly look at, all of everything in our district, we have so many other sports that is up and coming, that is being a name for ourselves. Our swim team is now making a name for themselves, going to state, sending 16, and then I want to shout out our cross country. We have 8 people that's going to run at Northwestern on Monday for their state qualifying meet. And so I want to shout out to Coach Whitney and them that, we have 8 people going, and not a lot of 5A teams can say that just because of how their season is and everything else. Our volleyball team, they had an okay season this year, but they still triumphed through the whole season. And then I'm very pleased to say that our winter sports have been kicked off. Boys and girls soccer had their scrimmages this week. Our basketball team had a big game last night that they fell short at the end. But the Gator Nation is just, booming with so many athletes that are just setting the tone for future generations and just making a tradition now at Santa Maria High that, excellence is always going to be here, and that success through actions go a long way on and off the court. So being a faculty at Santa Maria High is pretty phenomenal right now, just because of the fact that our students are here cheering, their classmates on, their friends on, and then there's just so much going on at Santa Maria High that every day there's something to go to and something to look forward to. And, I've always been, the athlete or a coach. I'm more looking forward to our theater this year. They are in the production of Legally Blonde, and I
Is that Legally Blonde?
Legally Blonde Junior.
Blind.
So,
okay.
So I'm very excited because the student that they cast as Elle, I taught her, Gracie Reynolds, and she was part of the homecoming court, and I'm just so excited. And so there's just so much things going on at Santa Maria High School this year, and I know that's going to be for all other schools right now. But, for our football team to be winning 28-0 in the first round of playoffs, to have the season that we have, it's truly set the tone for our season. And you said that to me before, Coach Swack, that if your football team is rolling, the school's rolling. The camaraderie
it's not a knock towards anybody else.
No, absolutely not. It's just,
and I hate to even say it like this, but I'll just say it.
Yeah.
That they have homecoming at a football game.
Correct.
And it's not that anything else is bad or whatever, but the kids get to ride on the fire trucks and everything else. And but on the other side of that, there's responsibility to being an athlete.
Absolutely.
Whenever you get in trouble and the teacher says it's the football players or the soccer girls or whatever, that's not a good thing right there.
No.
So, so you have to be a leader. But boy, when I would go to the 8th graders and I would tell them, and I'm not even aware of everything, but it is coming to Ascension Parish School. It is so great of what they have to offer in clubs.
Oh, absolutely.
In activities.
Yeah.
And when you talk about drama, and then you talk about, my godchild right now is big in art, and she started just as a little kid doing the art. And now, so there are so many things that opportunities. And then now they're talking about the diplomas where you could get
different pathways.
Yes.
You can have your jumpstart pathway, which that can go into any technical college or anything else, or then you have your tops, which that's going to go straight into a college. And that's something that, like, I think about. I'm class of 2009, and I'm very upset that Santa Monica High did not have the bowling team, because Coach Swack, that's a team now. That's a sport. At Santa Monica and Dutchtown and EA, I would have killed to be on that bowling team.
And
just to be inside, because I did outside sports. So things like that. There's a fishing team, and I'm like, what? I got to camp on Bell River. I go fishing all the time. Like, I'm about it. But no, I mean, I'm very proud to say that I'm from Ascension Parish, and I know everybody can say that I'm Santa Monica through and through. It's just Ascension Parish, what we have grown into to give our kids and the next generation. And I know you can see it too, Coach Swack, when you were here at Santa Monica all those years, the difference of what we give and, you know, what the kids can receive is just phenomenal. And, you know, like how we said, you know, we're here for a football game tonight, but it's all about the community and people coming out. You know, tonight our community said, you know, everybody come back, wear your Letterman's jacket. It's such a homebound thing, and to see, you know, our football team doing so good this year, that's something that, you know, our community is very proud of. We're proud of this team, you know, freshman, JV, and varsity, and to be up 28-0 at half is pretty phenomenal as an alumni, not even a faculty, just an alumni, to see that, you know, Santa Monica High is still doing it and still doing it so great that they are all about tradition. I mean, you said it best back in the day, Coach. It's everything how we do, and it's Gator Pride statewide. So this is phenomenal.
Well, you are a prime example of what this community is all about, what this school's all about, and this football game tonight has been just a ton. Boy, I think it woke a lot of people. Man, we just scored on a long run. We just scored on a long pass and another long pass and another long pass.
Yeah.
And so kudos to the Gators. Let's see what happens here, Jolie, in the second half.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming up and visiting with us. We'll be back with our second half kickoff.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
It is time for the third quarter, the second half of football. We are 24 minutes down, 24 minutes to go to see which team between the Lions and the Gators will be heading to the regional round of the playoffs. Of course, if Mandeville beats Sam Houston and Santa Monica wins, Santa Monica will be on the road. Should Sam Houston come back and beat Mandeville, it will be a possible home game for Santa Monica. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. A few other notable games tonight. Benton is at number 9, Walker. Ouachita, of course, is here. Barb is at number 6, Zachary. Number 18, Central, is traveling to number 15, East St. John. So those are just some of the other 5A non-select by-district round games that are happening tonight. It has been a quick football game so far. We started at 7 o'clock, and it is now 8:20, and we are just about set to go here for the third quarter And what an exciting football game this has been if you're a Sandoval fan. For Ouachita, they've got to settle in a little bit more. I think they have some opportunities if the freshman quarterback can hit some of his receivers. But the defensive line is swarming to the football for Sandoval. So they're going to have to probably do something a little differently, which is what they don't want to do, and that is have to go to a straight passing attack because that is not what they're made for. 2 big interceptions in the first half for Sandoval. One went for 82 yards, and then for a touchdown. The second one was intercepted by Rafferty. He took that one 78 yards for a touchdown. And then, of course, the other interception was by number 44, Thomas Leonard, and Leonard almost took it to the house from about 60 yards out. And we are set to go as Jairo will put his foot into it for the second half. We're glad that you're with us on this for this bi-district playoff round. It's Sandoval and Ouachita starting the third quarter. Collected at the 8-yard line. Turf Monster will jump up and grab him. And the Ouachita Lions will have it 1st and 10. I believe that was Spurs on coming over to make the catch. So here we go. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. That's basically where they've had the ball. They've had the ball at their own 19, at the 50, their own 20 twice. And this will be the third time for their own 20. They had 4 offensive possessions in the first half. 2 punts and then 2 pick sixes. Make that 5 offensive possessions because they have one more pick. Nice job that time for Walker to jitterbug his way for about 11 yards.
And you got a little, what I refer to as a little fake and go. And you watch that pull, you see that guard and tackle pulling and turning up in the hole. Nice little run there by the quarterback.
Walker.
Jarvis Walker.
You know, that is where the defense has been susceptible tonight, has been right up the middle. They've done a really good job on contain on the outside, but right up the middle have given up a few yards. This time, it will be nowhere to go as Leonard is in the backfield making his 8th TFL.
Leonard had to be unblocked. I mean, he was in the backfield. Let's watch him right here, right through the gap.
Nobody there.
So, I refer to that clear and cloudy. Leonard steps up in there, and there's one guy blocks one way, one guy blocks the other way. There's a gap right there. So here I go. I got to go.
So a loss of 6 on the play. 2nd and 16. This time he'll try to probe the middle, and it goes nowhere. A big hit by Joseph, the 5'10", 201-pound senior defensive
Joseph,
tackle.
watch this. Watch. He's just standing there. He checked out the quarterback because, that doesn't look good if he's tackling that guy and the quarterback's running right there. Outstanding job of being disciplined right there with Joseph, number 95. And, he looks a little bit bigger than that 5'10", 201, but he comes down at you pretty hard. So here you got safeties deep. You might want to run it here, even though it's 3rd and long.
He'll pull it back, Will Walker, and Walker's got a little bit of running room, but then he's just wrapped up by spite, and Braxton makes the stop and prevents him from getting the first down. But it was simply a read option, and he took it himself.
And so you have a 4th down situation. Let's see if there's an adjustment made by the special teams of the Gators right here as far as that middle. And I know the big man right there, he's going to be looking. He turned back to the punter and says, let me carry it again. You got a linebacker in that A-gap down.
Yeah, it looks like Smith's there. This punt is away, and it's a pretty good punt, a wobbly effort. It will be taken by Rafferty, and Rafferty will slide on his knees to collect it at the 38, making it 37.
Rafferty, good. I tell you what, he's worth every cent for catching that ball right there. That ball right there hits, and it might bounce 20 yards right here. That is a difference maker. A guy, like anybody on your team, Rafferty's the guy on this team, catching the ball, and look, you're running up to do it, but you got to understand you're protected by that fair catch rule.
Still, it's got to be hard when those guys are coming at you 90 miles an hour. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a big hit. He'll pick up 3.
And you're right there. You know, you're looking as an offensive play caller. You got 2 safeties deep. Everybody's covered. You got 4 receivers, so you have to have 4 guys covering that. And so they run out of people, and so the running game ought to be pretty good for you in that situation.
Pick up a 3, 2nd and 7. Ball resting at the 40-yard line.
There they are again with the 2 safeties deep. Nobody in the A gap right here.
Handoff again to Kraft. Kraft will reach his way for another 4. He'll be a couple of yards shy on 3rd and short.
Yeah, nice job here. Let's watch the offensive line, especially on the right side. Keep moving your feet right there. Big 62. You got it. You got it.
Bazzini's our guy on
that needs to be. Make sure you're moving that feet and turn that hind end into that hole right there. Don't let him come off of you. Make him swerve around.
Tyree Williams has checked into the ball game. We'll see if he touches it this time.
All right, here we go. Pure man-to-man here.
Flanked on both sides. It will be Hill. Williams will take it, and he will be shy of the 1st down, so it brings up 4th down. Now you've got a decision to make here at your own 45-yard line, and they will go ahead and punt it away.
Now, as a coach, as a player, you probably say, man, we sure would like to go for that. And, you know, as a coach, well, we just gave you an opportunity.
I mean, there's no reason not to play smart here because you've got a 4-touchdown cushion. It came after it, but didn't get it. Good boot by Jaro. It'll be collected at the 20-yard line, and the special teams coverage is as effective as it has been all year long.
I'm not sure if Santa Maria has a special teams coordinator or if individual coaches have certain kicking game, but it has been outstanding each week that we have done games, and of course that's proven so also tonight.
1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 24-yard line. Again, they have punted 3 times, had 3 interceptions on their offensive possessions. Handoff trying to probe the middle, find a little bit of daylight, and he picks up a yard, but that's about it. It was Bell on the carry, and he is met by Trebo, Smith, and Rock.
Well, Jimmy, what happens on these plays that they're running, these little zone plays, you go a certain direction like you're attacking the right guard, and if everybody slides that way, you can cut back right there. And so, you try to get those shoulders square so you can cut back.
Boy, nowhere to go. Leonard and Smith wrap up Walker.
I'm sure because I know I coached long enough that, when I'm sitting here thinking about this quarterback for OUACHITA that was a senior, started 3 years. I mean, basically, it's got to be as tough can be on his friends, his coaches, everybody.
And you got to hand it to the freshman who stepped in and worked really hard and has done well. Now he's just going to elude a couple of tacklers, gets the 1st down, still on his feet. Finally submarined by Ja'Cory Sanders, but that was a nifty play, and the 14-year-old is fast. It's hard to get away from Hill and Rock.
Nice. Very good job. First of all, he had to get around that pursuit, then got up the field and tried to make something a little extra happen right there. Couldn't quite do it, but he got the 1st down.
Another reminder that the Santa Maria Gators are plus 20 in turnovers. That time he's going to elude a tackler. Should have had him way in the backfield in a sack, but he doesn't get much as that swarming Gator defense fights to the ball.
Well, the winner of this game is going to either travel or play at home, depending on the situation of the Sam Houston and Mandeville game.
Trying to string the play out of the defense, and they do exactly what they needed to do, but a flag will fly. It was Salzarulo that did a good job of sticking with him and forcing the play to the outside. You saw him kind of cut in. He wanted to go in, but he never could because the defense was right there on top of him.
You know, two things you have going. You know, the Gators have a little bit of speed, have a little bit of quickness, but they have a ton of pursuit.
Yep.
And if you get that situation, just watch right here. All right, 32's running him down. You get out there, get outside, you get off. There you go, 25 saying, I'm not going to let you get around me. And so you never want them to get down that sideline. Make them cut back, and you got 3 or 4 or 5 there waiting on him.
Just because you don't make the tackle doesn't mean you didn't make the play.
Very good point.
And, by the way, M.J. Dunn is 25, and he's been on a couple of tackles. We haven't said his name much, but he's been there. Dump off screen, and that was what you look for in a tackle, wrapped up as Rock and Leonard converge on him.
Well, nice job right here. The quarterback just needs to sink a lot more. Let's get all of these defensive linemen out of the way right there.
And that'll come with experience. And that'll come with age.
Well, just a freshman, and I'm not sure many freshman teams are even throwing screens. Now you got 2 safeties deep.
Uh-oh. Laundry on the court, on the field.
We didn't have any laundry on the court. But,
no, you're right.
I tell you what, but I think late Bobby Knight, he had a jacket he threw on the court one time.
A couple of chairs, I believe. That is the 3rd penalty against the Gators for 25 yards. It's been a fairly clean game. The Lions have 4 penalties for 40 yards. 3rd down and 7. The ball at the 40-yard line of the Lions. A little bit looked like a busted play as they ran into each other, but the handoff was made, and they get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That was a Kraft. Check that bell. And brings up 4th down. They'll punt this one. 3rd quarter's clipping by. 3 minutes left to go.
A little cool outside.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down. The wind has shifted a little bit. It was blowing left to right. Now it's kind of swirling.
The big man. He walked up. Is he calling his number?
He wants it. He plays center normally on offense, Gavin Waters. I don't think they're calling his number on this one, Coach. A big boot turns over, and it will be caught by Rafferty. And Rafferty, again, you have talked about it in all the games we've done together, how important catching that punt is.
Well, you got it on the kickoff, you got it on the punt, and you also have it on the pass receptions. Ouachita brought a fairly thin crowd, but maybe they could hook up.
They're watching us, Coach. 1st and 10 Gators. 2:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This pass is caught, and boy, he got laid out. Big catch that time. by Kraft, and then he is hit across the middle.
Watch Kraft come out of the backfield to the right, and boy, slips right by that linebacker. Great job right there. Nice throw and catch.
Corey Mack put the lumber on him, though.
Well, Kraft says, I'm used to that. Just another day in the running back's life.
Well, you know, at least high school football is still make those tackles. First and 10 Gators. Hand off to Williams. Williams is going to be chased. He turns the corner. Not quite a first down, but he'll pick up 9, and they're moving the football.
Williams was chased by fingernails. That's how close they got right here. Just could not make that tackle.
Christian Doyle, we have not called his name. He's a 3-year starter, was chasing him. He has 85 tackles on the year, 200 for his career. That's pretty good tackling percentage. Didn't get 9, but he did get 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. Dropping back, dumping it off. This is a floater, and wow, that was not what Babin wanted to do with that one. And he will turn the ball over. Intercepted by number 8, Jadron Rush, little middle linebacker. And he just floated it.
Very good job defensively there by Ouachita. You had enough linemen that kind of sat back and read it. Did a very good job right there. Probably one of those you need to just figure out a way to throw that thing away.
But that's what you were talking about. He allowed the defensive line to come on him, but he just didn't quite throw the pass the way he wanted to or needed to. All day to throw it this time for Walker. Walker will dump it off in the flats. Finds his receiver, and he will be dragging the pile down for a gain of 9. Bell makes the catch, and he'll be a yard shy of a first down. Lining up, stacking up. It's going to be Walker on the keeper. Walker puts his foot in the ground and starts and stops a couple of times. He's going to pick up 14. Moving the chains into the red zone.
A little fake and go. They've run that to the left here starting the second half. And now to the right.
I'm impressed with this 14-year-old freshman. I mean, they've got a lot of really good years ahead of him as a quarterback for Ouachita.
Well, you're playing 9-1 team. You're playing Russ at 10-0.
I think Bell just took it away from the quarterback, and he goes in for the score, but there's a flag down. I don't think Walker wanted to give the ball to him.
Well, it might be one of those read plays.
Watch if we get to see the replay. The touchdown is going to be negated, I believe. It's going to be holding.
Well, your running back kind of ran. Now watch this. He
didn't want to give it up. Good blocking on the outside, but the hold was before that.
I think he kind of saw that. I think we got a hold here. Bell looked like that. He just kind of eased into the end zone.
We'll keep it here as we go to the fourth quarter. 28-0 is the score. The Santa Maria Gators leading here in the bi-district round of the playoffs against the Ouachita Lions. The winner of this game will play the winner of Mandeville and Sam Houston. Dutchtown is cruising over South Lafourche in the third quarter with just started the third quarter. It's 35-0. So Dutchtown looking strong. This pass it's actually fumbled, and so Walker's going to have to make something happen. Walker's still on his feet, and he'll be slung down. He's going to lose 2, but he could have lost a whole lot more. And actually, that wasn't Walker. That was C.J. Spurs in the Wildcat. So Spurs got it.
And maybe Spurs been in on some of these Wildcat situations.
It's time out of the field. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
All right, let me explain to you exactly what happened. I'll do that right after this play. So that was an untimed down, and now we're in the fourth quarter. It is Spurs. Flag will fly. Spurs trying to get to the edge. He will run out of bounds shy of the first down, I believe, but it looks like it's going to come back on a hold. But just to set up what happened at the end of the third, we had the penalty on the apparent touchdown run, which was a holding. We had one untimed down, and then we went into the fourth quarter. And that's where we are now. That's where we are now. It is going against the Lions, so that'll be their 6th penalty of the night for 60 yards. Good run that time for Spurs. So they got the freshman. Now this is how, CJ has run some quarterback spots, some quarterback throughout the year, and even a little bit last year, especially on that Wildcat formation. And he is going to stay in at quarterback. 2nd and 20. CJ takes his time. Spurs will pick up 5. Make it 6. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
There you have, it's a what I refer to as fake and go. You fake, and then you got that guard. Two people pulling. Somebody's going to kick out. Somebody's going to lead in the hole.
3rd down and a country mile here for the Lions of Ouachita. Trying to get in the end zone for the first time tonight in the fourth quarter. Looking for somebody to throw to. It's going to be C.J. Spurs. The pocket will collapse, and he's going to go down hard.
Well, nice job right there. The big man, 95.
Believe it was Cameron Hill, the number 86, who wrapped him up along with
86.
Along with
boy, I just watched him. He sat there engaged with the offensive guy, and they're going for a field goal, which would be 42 yards.
It's quite a boot for anybody. I can't quite catch the number. This kick is up. It's got a chance. And it's good. From 43 yards, the field goal is good. I did not catch the number. The silver on white, outlined in red, is difficult. Number 56.
That cameraman helped us out.
Phenomenal job. We got a great crew. Emilio Rios, a senior kicker, gets a 43-yard field goal, and that is a weapon that I didn't realize they had. And a great weapon to have there.
And it's nice when you can be consistent from that range right there, which is, pretty much a normal field goal all the way up to the NFL.
It was pretty much a line drive kick, but it got over the upright, and we are in over the crossbar. Excuse me. And it is now 28-3 with 10:26 left to go here in this ball game. Again, the road to the Dome begins tonight, and I'll tell you, the offense has stalled a little bit for the Santa Maria Gators.
Onside possibility, you can see. Santa Maria has about 7 of them in the box. A little shorter approach.
It will be taken by the up man. And I'm trying to see if that is.
Yeah, right here, short approach. Good job right there. Big hop, jump on it right there. Good job right there by the onside team.
That was Gavin Abair falling on it, a junior. Good job for him. 1st and 10, great field position at the 50-yard line for the Gators. Last offensive possession ended up in an interception. Let's see if Babin can bounce back from that.
Well, they're going to make a call here, and the referee's checking. And I think there was a late hit, and I'm not for certain if the kid actually got hit.
Somebody went flying from the Lions team backwards.
And let's just kind of watch this late. You see the big hit. Kind of watch to the left of the pile.
Boom, right there.
Oh, 27, I think, touched him. And the guy dove back 5 yards.
Christian Doyle was the guy that went flying, whether from his own volition or from the thrust of the push.
And we could help him with that.
We have replay.
Let's watch it one more time. Here it is, the kickoff. Now, just watch the. I mean, basically, it's not even a hit.
Wow, that was some acting right there. That deserves an Oscar. Maybe a stuntman in his future. This is a handoff. They didn't do anything. No penalties were called, but the defense swarms and wraps up for a loss of a yard, maybe 2, a loss of 2, actually. It was Kraft.
And, maybe they might tell him, Williams coming in. 2 backs in the backfield. That's their formation. Million coming out. Maybe they're saying, make sure to use as much of that clock, that play clock right there.
I think that is a wise decision. Play clock down to 9. They'll snap it there. Read option. Babin will take it. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, Babin's running the same play, except, usually that play kind of goes in your C gap. Very good job there by Ouachita on the coverage there.
Scoring update from our executive producer, Lyle Boudreau. Ponchatoula leading 28-14 with 6 minutes to go in the third in their game. And that could definitely affect where Dutchtown plays. They're playing Chalmette, and right now Ponchatoula leading Chalmette. Timeout's going to be called by the Gators, and we will take it as well. A little confusion, and we'll sort it out. No, go ahead, Coach.
I'm just watching Seth Babin, the offensive coordinator, and I'm sure is in communication with Oliver. And he's talking to the line judge right there and said when it gets down to 1 second on the clock, we're going to call timeout just to talk to our guys. We just want to make sure that we use it as much time as possible right here.
Well, with 8 minutes and 53 seconds to go, the score 28-3. Don't forget, you can you can watch this game anytime on REV Sports 1. Of course, we have other games as well all season long. You can go back and watch some of the other games that Santa Maria's played that we've had on REV Sports. And we have replays as well on REV Channel 4. Sunday morning at 6 a.m., Sunday evening at 7, I believe. Sunday at 6 a.m., Wednesday at 9:30 p.m., Sunday at 6 p.m., and Wednesday at 7 p.m. So here we go. This is simply a run out of bounds that time by Cooper Babin. Babin is content to go ahead and punt this one away.
Tonight's 4 quarters
So the offense was zippity lickety split going on in the first half. Here you go. Here's our replay. We don't know what's going to happen next week. If we're traveling or if both Ascension teams are traveling, we hopefully bring you something, but we may not be able to. So we'll just have to wait and see. But don't forget, we've got a lot of playoffs coming up, and we expect our Ascension Parish teams, Dutchtown and Santa Monica, to go deep this year. You can also watch replays Sunday at 6 a.m. and also Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. on this game itself on Rev Sports 1.
And we also have basketball coming up.
Can't wait for basketball. Hope I get to sit in again with you a couple, Coach. There we go. Gyro almost got it blocked, and that ball will bounce and take a roll. That's what you've talked about and preached for weeks and weeks. Catch the football, rolls down all the way to the 11-yard line.
And you do not down that thing here in the last quarter until you hear that referee's whistle, and you don't leave that area because that ball is still live. And it's just a matter of a few seconds running off, but could be one that could win a game for you.
Good point. Excellent point that a lot of people, including myself, hadn't really thought about. So deep in their own territory, they've started at their 19, the 50, and then 3 times on their own 20. They're 24. Their best field position was at the Gator 44, and they did nothing with it. And then now they're on their own 11. Dutchtown is just cruising to victory against South Lafourche. Look at this. Big play.
Well, if you put 2 safeties deep, it's going to affect you, on the line right there, but that's the right call. You just those.
Coach almost lost my roster there. And the rain starts to come down a little bit harder now.
Are you blaming that almost drop
no,
on the rain?
No, I'm not blaming on the rain.
Okay, don't be coming here in the pit and blaming some drops on a little bit of moisture.
No, sir. I know better to make excuses with you. Hand off to Bell. Bell is going to be met by just a wall of defenders.
And there you go. You got 13, 7, and 44. There you got Thomas. And we haven't called 13 enough. Trabo all night long. Been doing a very good job, those guys.
They really all have. Everybody has been in on a tackle, more than one tackle tonight as a defender.
Yes.
Spurs throws the ball, it's caught. His first pass completed, and he will pick up the first down with a receiver all the way down to the 43-yard line.
Well, you had a double move there. Watch on the outside. Right there, and he's going down that sideline. And, of course, if you don't throw it deep, you're going to come back to your first receiver, and that's what they did, picking up for first down.
Kevin Whitlock on the reception that time. 1st and 10 for the Lions as they start to roll. They're going to hand it off this time to Spurs, and he is just simply wrapped up.
Unbelievable of the job speed. Watch him out here, number 7. Watch him. Look at him. He's keeping his outside arm free right there. Do not let that guy get outside on that sideline. He cuts back, and here are my people.
Flag will fly, and the Lions are upset. Late here, it's going to look like it's going to be a penalty against the Lions. Unsportsmanlike, another one will fly unless one of the kids picked it up. One of the players picked it up, and they're going to probably toss him.
I think he was waving to him, get deeper, get back.
I don't know, but as a player, you can't pick up a flag. I'm sorry, it was the official did throw the flag. I thought somebody picked it up and threw it. Regardless, it's going to be a huge penalty against the Lions.
Well, I think it might be penalties, maybe.
Mr. Chad Vallow from the Lafayette Association is sorting this out, and they will back it up. And they keep going. So I think it's going to be a combination, 2 15-yard penalties, and that'll back them up 30 yards. That is now 90 yards in penalties for the Lions. And it's just frustration. It's unfortunate, but it's frustration.
All right, you look at your play sheet, and it says 2nd and 43. What you running?
I mean, you got to pull out your 2nd and 43 play. What else are you going to run?
Well, earlier they ran the ball on 2nd and very long, but not this long.
I think they're going to pitch it, and it'll be to Bell. Bell's got some running room. He's going to be chasing. He's got some real running room. Spite will try to push him out of bounds, but you just might have a 38-yard play in your bag, and he does.
Good effort right there.
So he will be pushed out of bounds, but he will be shy of the first down. But
they call this the old lead option. Back out there, nice little block.
Boy, it looked like Leonard was going to catch up with him, and all of a sudden he just went down. So they pick up 38 yards on the play. This time Bell will get not much. Fumble. Ball comes out. Whistles blew. Whistles blew. This crowd is loud even in the rain, so we didn't even hear the whistle.
Good job right there on the stunt.
Salzarolu did a great job pulling the ball out and making a stop. Cameron Hill in on it as well. Brings up 4th down.
You know, Cameron Hill at 6'2", 211 says this is fun. And I don't believe that's a sack, but a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
This is a big play defensively. Don't want to let him off the hook for Sandoval. CJ Spurs will
not going to make it. Not going to make it.
Another flag is going to fly. Another flag flies. 3 flags fly as one of the Lions slapped one of the Sandoval guys in the head. Another flag will fly, and it's not even a flag. It doesn't even have a flag. It's a hat from the referee. So we'll stop the clock at 5:08 to go in the game. Let's see if we can sort this out.
Good job right there, 38. Just didn't make the play when he got there.
2 ejections. Timeout called. So 2 personal fouls or 2 unsportsmanlike penalties and 2 ejections on that play. I didn't see who it was, but I think it was number 54. 54, Gavin Waters was one of them. There's still flags on the field. And boy, we talked about how many times there was a clean game all in the first half, and things have just devolved here as frustrations have mounted.
Chase Kelly warming up on the sidelines, and the Gator Nation, me included, cannot say enough about that kid.
Unselfish as they come.
He is one of the main reasons why the Gators are in this spot right now.
I don't know if we have enough field for these penalties.
And Cooper Babin right out there with them. They're big buddies.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Gators.
And I'm on to this. Is just going to be me saying this. You know, no matter what side you're on or whatever, you don't need to be in a situation where kids or coaches are thrown out of games.
Correct.
I haven't seen anything that's really crazy going on, but when we played that play back, I could see that there was a player that was not, and he kept kind of bumping up on the official, and that's not going to be allowed.
Ball's at the Lion 20. They're bringing everybody. Handoff to Williams. Williams will pick up a couple. Hat will fly, meaning a helmet. So Williams will have to come out of the game for a play.
Well, they bring in 6 people right there. Chase says, Tyree, I think I'm going to let you handle the ball right here.
Dennis and Kraft check into the ball game. 2nd and 8. Clock rolling at 4:34. Now they're going to let as much time as possible run off the clock, of course. Another scoring update. Mandeville 35-22 over Sam Houston. Again, Mandeville wins. Santa Maria travels to the Skippers for the regional round of the 2023 playoffs. Bringing the house. Nowhere to go for Kelly, and Kelly will lose a couple. Actually loses more than a couple, about 4. Good defensive effort that time by Ouachita.
And, right here, the ones that need to be in control of this game right now is that offensive line. I mean, basically, I think you got a lot of your starters still out there.
They better hurry. 1 second on the clock to call a timeout, as they did earlier in the quarter. And we will take a break as well. 3:20 to go here in the ball game. Santa Maria in control, 28-3 over the Lions of Ouachita. Back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
3:20 left to go in the game, and it is 3rd down and 11. We are getting close. The Hall of Famers fired up here.
This might be the biggest victory score-wise in playoff at Santa Maria.
This time a handoff to Kraft, and Kraft is swarmed, man. Kraft, that offensive line has been a little porous in this drive.
I think they're taking a lot of chances. I mean, look, right here, you got 4, 5, 6 coming outside backer.
Good point.
And I would venture to say that Coach Oliver is saying, let's just hand the ball off and see if we could get out of here.
Timeout is called. There you go. That's non-select division power ratings. Of course, you've got Neville is Ruston number 1, Neville's number 2. Both of those have buys today. Destrehan number 3, they have a buy. Airline, Santa Maria comes in at 5, Zachary's at 6, Dutchtown is at 7, West Monroe, Walker, and Chalmette.
It's amazing how many 5A teams are undefeated on the year. That is amazing. And you say, well, a lot of them have to play each other. I don't care what it is.
Right.
You have 2 5A teams. Yeah, we talking about an extra point, which is basically a field goal here.
Oh. Thank you.
Of course, we know gyro.
Yep. Our holder is referee. Oh, check that. It's
Ladner. Ladner, I think it's 85, I believe.
Holder is Swanson. Ladner is our deep snapper.
Yeah, deep snapper.
And this is a combination that is so crucial: the snap, the hold, the placement, then the kick. The kick is up. It's got the distance, and we have another field goal for Gyro. The cannon goes off.
And Gyro.
39 yards, that's his longest.
That's his longest, and he is 4 for 8, 50% on the field goals. And look, somebody says, why are you kicking this? Let me tell you what. You know, in this game that you have of football now with the spread offense and stuff like this, that field goal may be a winner. And if you have somebody that's good on the 40 to 45-yard range, right here on this field, right past that alligator, about 1980, we got lucky against Catholic on a 41-yard field goal.
Wow.
Beat them 42, I think, to 40. Unbelievable game. It was wild.
And no matter how much and how you simulate it in practice, you cannot get the mental aspect of it except in the actual heat of battle in a game.
And look, let me just tell you, this guy, number 83, he hadn't left the field on offense.
You're right.
You know, and so this is tough. Then he's kicking off. Then he's punting.
This one will go into the end zone, another touchback, and they'll start at their own 20-yard line. It also helps when you can boot it into the end zone on kickoff.
I'm telling you. You know, that's a nice little argument that you can have. What happens if you have the greatest kicker in the world and the other team has the greatest return guy? You can't equal them out. If they're kicking the ball off, the last 2 seconds left in the game, and you got Deion Sanders back there returning it, and the ball goes in the end zone, your greatest kicker returner cannot return it.
That's right.
That's a shame. You got an advantage if you have a good kicker, but you don't have an advantage.
Snap goes over his head, and they'll have to fall on it. That was Spurs falling on it still. He has played basically the most of the second half.
A good job of just falling on it.
At quarterback. So they lost their center. I'm fairly certain that Gavin Waters was ejected. And so they have a brand new center in there who hasn't played at all tonight. So they're now at second.
Watch how he snaps that ball. I like that. I like that position right there. Good job of getting it back to the quarterback.
This is Bell. Bell will be wrapped up. Not much there. And they'll keep running the clock because they say he didn't get out of bounds as they blew his forward progress dead. 2 minutes to go. Would you ever favor a 2-minute warning in high school? At fourth quarter and third quarter? I mean,
2-minute warning.
A 2-minute stoppage of play like they do in the NFL? In college or high school? I never really thought about it. I just thought about it just then because it's 2 minutes.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when you go to the rules clinic, which I've had the opportunity to be there, what's crazy, it's like over 100 rule differences between NC2A and National Federation.
Wow.
And, you know, you can't score, you know, let's just say you block the extra point. In college and in the NFL, you could score 2 points on the return. All right? But you can't do that in high school. But you can intercept a pass and run it out of the end zone. But you can't you can't field a punt or a kickoff or any of that. I don't know. I'm just kind of – I like for you to be rewarded for coaching kids to kick, to block kicks and stuff like that. Just not the same thing over and over.
Big hand to the Lion player who was injured on the play, and he's walking off under his own power. No, I agree with you. I mean, I think if you make a play, you should be able to do something with it. Brings up 4th down for the Lions, 1:22 to go.
Outside zone.
Shirt grabber throws him to the turf.
You know, that's amazing. I love football. You know, I see what Ouachita's doing there. The right guard and right tackle pull to the left, and they hand the ball off going back in the other direction.
Ian Turner was the guy that slung him to the turf, getting some action here late in this game. This is going to be Spurs. Spurs got some running room all the way to midfield, or almost to midfield, before running into some black jerseys. MJ Dunn on the stop, along with some others. Look at this big hole right up the middle.
You see the 2 guys pulling right there.
30 seconds to go. They'll snap it one more time, and that'll be it. And this run will end the football game. With 10 seconds to go, I believe they are going to not try to run another play. The bi-district round of the playoffs goes to the Gators. The Gators come away with a 31-3 victory here over the Ouachita Lions, and they will head to the regional round against likely Mandeville. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up, and we will get set up for the regional round of the playoffs coming up next week. Don't go anywhere, folks. The Gators finish this one up 31-3 over the Lions. Back after this.
This baby will get your heart racing as much as your slick new devices do. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev. Internet speed so fast, you're gonna need seatbelts for your sofa. Switch to REV. No contracts, no data caps, no nonsense. Just all fiber internet all the time. Build your plan at letsrev.com. Let's Rev.
What a football game we witnessed, Coach. I mean, it really was a tale of 2 halves, I'll say, though. Santa Maria was just lights out in the first half, and then things kind of slowed down a little bit. Nothing terribly bad. They just didn't quite have the spark or they just didn't quite get into the end zone like they did in the first half.
And, you know, I just like to go back a little bit further. The start of this season when Cooper got hurt, Chase Kelly came in and led the team as what a senior quarterback should do. What an outstanding job. He comes off the bench 5-0 as a senior quarterback while Cooper mends. And Cooper comes in and not as smooth. Maybe the competition's a little bit tougher, which it was tougher. But the big thing is, the Gators end up 9-1 on the season. And I'm going to just tell you, right here, you might be seeing the Gators maturing a little bit here. Getting a little bit better right here. Kudos. And, you know, I never want to see a kid hurt. And I feel so bad for the senior quarterback for Ouachita not being able to finish out his senior year. And hopefully he's playing other sports the rest of the year. But, you know, this has been a good one right here. I don't really know what's going to happen next. But I'm going to just tell you that what Cooper Babin was doing in the throwing game, their running game is always going to be so-so, I believe. You know, enough to get things going. But, what a nice job by the Gators. Coach Oliver ought to be proud of his team. And then defensively, how good are the Gators? Outstanding.
They were outstanding for sure, and we're watching the team and cheerleaders and everybody get on the field for the alma mater, and it's just a beautiful thing to see as they will head to the regional round of the playoffs. Again, the final score, Santa Maria 31, and the Lions of Ouachita 3. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the Rev Game of the Week. I want to thank our great crew, our camera operators, Courtney Lawrence, Jake Voisin, and Priya Singleton, our director, Nolan Wagasback, and, of course, our executive producer back at Rev Central, Lyle Boudreau, keeping us informed of all the scores and things going on around the area. This has been a fun one, especially if you're a Santa Maria fan, but that is going to do it again for myself, Jimmy Frederick, and the Hall of Famer, Coach David Swacker. The final score, Santa Maria 31 and the Lions of Ouachita 3. Good night, everybody, and have a great weekend. And again, I want to say one last thing. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans for their sacrifice that they have made and all their commitment to keeping us safe and free throughout our wonderful country. Good night, everybody.